What's up, everyone? Happy Monday. It is Gabby Trades here, and welcome back to the channel. Well, was this just a dip, and are we about to see a rally soon? This is what we're here to find out today, and what actually happened last Friday. Why did the market sold off like that? But you guys, before we jump in, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a breakdown as I'm here with you. Good morning, everyone. Now, to start off, we had a bit of a rocky Friday with news data from NFP jobs market that absolutely crashed everyone's expectations, and the market sold off really hard. Now, what actually happened is that we got really low numbers on the NFP, which is an indicator that usually hits last in a recession. Now, for a little bit of a context, these numbers are statistics, right? We're working with statistics here. So what happens is that you get premature numbers, 2 readings of the times, and then you get a revision number, which is usually the correct number. So this is what we got, and that number was really bad. We're just gonna have a look at it right now together. Over here, good morning, everyone. Let's see if you can actually see the number over here. We're talking about this number, 73K. That was really bad, and it was very scary. So to be fair, it is most probably the final reaction from the tariffs, right? We finally got the reactions from the tariffs, and that took place. Now, what happened from here on? Well, President Trump kind of escalated the situation, and he fired the Labor Statistic Commissioner Erica McEntarfer after the July U.S. jobs report showed that we only had 73K jobs added. That's a crazy downward revision from a totaling of 258 jobs, basically, and that is what we lost in May and June. So basically, he fired her, and he's claiming that she's manipulated the data. But as far, there is absolutely no evidence of what he claims, that the data was manipulated by the commissioner. I think she, in fact, has committed her life to providing data. Now, when you're a data person, you don't really care about emotions and politics, you guys. This is the reality. So this is where also things are not really adding up for me, right? Now, what's going to happen is that Trump is going to appoint someone who might not be as committed to the data as to his preferences, which is scary, to be fair, and could mean that we're not going to see the results as they are. Like, the data is not going to be true. This is what everyone is scared of right now. This could mean manipulated market, right? So for us, it could be, in fact, good at first, right? Because Trump is always trying to show that everything's doing great. But later, nobody knows, right? So to continue with all this, right? Yeah, we have the data credibility fears, which is pretty, it is real. It is real, in my opinion, as well. And everyone, you can see, is worrying about this. We can see it at Reuters over here. So and not only that, but we also had further drama. We got Fed Governor Adriana Kugler. She announced her resignation effective on August 8th. Right? And guess what's going to happen? Well, Trump is going to be in a hurry to fill that seat very early. You guys, make sure you hit the like button if you're here, if you're new with us. But these moves are shaking the confidence in the U.S. economic data in general, the integrity of the data. It is making investors very uncertain about the reliability of the employment and the inflation figures overall. So with her departure, with Kugler's departure, Trump is going to appoint, obviously, someone who is supportive of the rate cuts. Now, that is no secret. We definitely expect something like that, which is going to impact the Federal Reserve policy and the market expectations. Now, are in line with that. I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can actually zoom out over here a little bit so you can see that the market is pricing in now a whopping 80% over here, 80.3% of rate cuts in September, right? Now, the immediate reaction to the markets obviously was terrible, right? Equities declined sharply. S&P fell almost 1.6%. Treasury yields dropped, and the VIX spiked. As we were actually talking about this, you guys, we were discussing that. We said that we are hoping for it to not come to a fruition, but in fact, it did happen. What did we say about the VIX? What do we say about the VIX over here? Let's see if we have our indicators. Now, we spoke about the VIX weeks ago. This is the market fear gauge, you guys. What did we say here on this channel live together? Make sure you like the video because I'm giving you this alpha, guys, every 4 days out of the week for free. So support the channel. But the thing is, we did say that. And we did say that the VIX is going to drop to a level from which it bounces, right? This was the level that we were looking at, right? Down here. It was very obvious. So we said there is going to be an event that is going to absolutely spike that VIX. And now these things are unfolding in front of our eyes. This is what you're going to learn, right? This is the things and the skills that you're going to get when you join my mentorship, you guys. And like I said over here, drop down in the description box of this video, right? Click more and make sure to get on the wait list for my trading strategy course over here. My personal strategies, what I'm going to teach you, and all the confluences that I use throughout the years. Make sure you get on the waiting list. More importantly, come on Discord as well, right? Come on Discord. And all of the things that I use for my trading, you guys know, come from my trading indicators that I've developed with Lux Algo. Make sure you get them as well. They're like super cheap and you can use them. Everyone that's bought the indicators has told me, Gabby, these are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And we can see today even further how they work. But anyway, again, with the help of the indicators, we identified the levels for VIX, right? And then we saw that price completely bounced from it. Now, when we're looking at this overall situation right now, we're looking at the overall situation and we're thinking to ourselves, okay, what's happening right now? We have someone from the Fed that's fired. Trump is going to replace with someone supporting cuts. So now we're immediately pricing for 80% cuts in September. That is good. We want to see that. And this is also going to align with our overall strategy, just like we discussed, of how the markets work in a quarterly basis, according to how I look at the markets. So this is pretty much going to align with everything. So I'm very, very excited to see that, you guys. Let's go back to the charts. Hello, Chris. Hello, Wolfie Whistle. Stanimir, everyone, you guys restart the chat, please, so I can see. You guys know when I change the screens. I don't know why I changed the screens. Hello, Bruno, J.O. and KDT Vids. Everyone is here. Mr. MG. Mr. MG had a rough week. Completely understandable. You know, all these people are in my Discord and we're very, very close friends. You guys, I highly recommend you jump on Discord. All right, let's review Bitcoin and what's happening right now. First of all, I gave you an update over the weekend, right? That this bounce is something that I like a lot because it came from an area that we were expecting, right? So first of all, let's move one by one, right? So we exited the range. It's clear right now that the range is exited to the downside, just like we always do with my model. Make sure you get on the wait list down here under the description box of this video. I'm going to teach you how to see these things, you guys. So basically, as per my model, what did we said last week? When we have a rejection from the 0.5 over here, which in our case is 118,985K for Bitcoin, we drop sub-zero. We drop sub-zero, which is sub 114690 for Bitcoin. What do we do then? Well, we see our areas of support. We said that alts are going to bleed a little bit more if the SME gap does not hold, right? So then we had our first level of support down here, daily support. Now, how do I get this level? With the help of my indicators. You can see I mark it, but down here you can see this is the indicators, and that level was created back in June over here, right? Back in June. So what I do is I mark the daily, right? I might mark the daily because the daily is important to me. And as you can see, you can quickly have a trade from here. Now, when you're looking at this, right? We're looking at the 12-hour time frame right now. You're looking at that. Well, the range has been purged, right? The range has been purged to the downside. That is good. But what are we working with now? What are we working with now? Now we have formed a new range. It is confirmed because we had bullish closes above the bearish closes over here. So now we have a confirmed new range low down here. Okay, so we're looking at this new range low. Let's actually zoom in a little bit. Make it correct. Make it correct. Down here, yeah, it is correct. Brilliant. So the first thing you're observing, so the the CME gap has been filled. You can move that on a side, or you can even delete it, whatever you guys want over here. Now, most importantly, you want to see what happened in this range. First of all, what is the range that we're trading right now? What is it? Can anybody tell me in the charts? Well, this is a bearish range, right? That's a bearish range now. Bearish price range that we're dealing with. Okay, now that we have that information, what else do we have? By the way, I'm looking at the charts together with you for the beginning of the week. I haven't even looked that much. I looked on the weekend and I gave you the zone over here that I'm looking out for relax. Hello, Tyler. Thank you. Yes, good morning, everyone. Come on, let's beat Tyler in the chat because he's spamming. That's the runner. You're cute gaps. Come on, everyone. Just put your comments in the chat box. Let me know how you're finding this price action right now. But the thing is, right, the first thing that I'm observing is that we have a buy zone over here that has been purged completely. So now for me, this is going to be an area of rejection for price. So I'm going to leave it as a buy zone. I don't want to change it. I mean, I can change it, right? I can change it. I can change it as a sell breaker block over here, right? We can change that. The color doesn't matter, whatever, it should be in red. But the point is that we have purged this, and now this could be an area of resistance for price. All right, and that area of resistance comes up to 1,1600, right? So it's very important to watch what price does around in this area. Not to mention that we also have here, we have a small SR flip, whatever, but this is a bearish fair value gap over here. If you open the indicators, you can also see that you have a 12-hour for bearish fair value gap combined with a sell zone just above here, right? We can mark it right now because we need to have everything marked up in this situation that we're facing right now, right? This is on a daily time frame. You have a sell zone over here, you have the 0.5. So all these levels we need to be watching carefully. So anyone that's in buys from our buy zone, amazing, good job, but we have a lot more work to do to the upside, because this is a bearish leg, and yes, we might see a retrace, but then we might see a continuation to the downside, right? And for that, we need to start looking at our other levels. So on a daily time frame, right, we have levels of support around 1110. That would be great. In fact, we need to mark it because we need to be ready for everything from now on, right? We need to mark this level, daily support number 2. Now, if we go on the 4-hour time frame, the bad news on the 4-hour time frame, though, there is good news and there is bad news, right? Let's start with the bad news. So the bad news on the 4-hour time frame is that we do have a liquidity level, some heavy liquidation that is sitting between 107, 195K. So 107K Bitcoin, almost 107K. You know, 200, whatever. So it's just down here, right? This liquidation level is very important. That is giving you a clue that price might not be done with this move, right? This is the first clue that you're getting. Now, The good news though is besides the sell zone that we have up here, we still have liquidity. We have a double liquidity formation over here on Bitcoin with levels at 119,857 approximately. This is the other liquidation level that is pretty big for Bitcoin. So when you're looking at the chart like that, and you're telling to yourself, first, I need to wait for Monday to develop. You need to wait for Monday to develop. Monday high, Monday low. You need to see how price is reacting from the areas. For now, the bullish bias is confirmed. By the way, we do have a confirmation on a 4-hour time frame that this move is true, which is great, right? But that doesn't mean when you get a move that is true, that doesn't mean that that move is going to go, you know, berserk and it's going to go crazy levels to the upside. In fact, if we draw our fib over here, we can see that the move could extend. Let's get rid of some drawings here. You guys are new. It's probably too much for you guys. But when we draw our fib in the current move that is confirmed bullish, we can clearly see that our levels for this extension, for the bullish move that has been confirmed, are coming all the way here, right? All the way here. You guys know, the ones that have been following me for a while, you know that I tend to take profit at around the -2, -2.5, -2.25 standard deviation of the moves that I'm observing right now. So over here, the standard deviation is also lining up with another 2 confluences, and they are a sell zone that has been left on a daily time frame up here, right? This is a sell level that has been left on a daily time frame up here. So that's one confluence. Confluence number 2, it is going to be our 0.5 level over here, which we know that in a bearish leg, this level, if the leg is really bearish and it wants to exit to the downside, this level is going to hold, right? And that doesn't mean that it's going to stop at exactly 117.526. No, it means that it could be wicked or it could travel, but the idea is that the level doesn't reach 0.786, because if it reaches 0.786, then there is no guarantee anymore that this range is going to be exited one more time to the downside. I hope you're following, you guys, because this is very important. And I see we have 45 people here. Let me count how many likes we have. I'm going to restart over here so I can see how many likes we have. Oops, and we froze. That's not very awesome. Hopefully it's not frozen for you guys. But we have 22 likes. Absolutely unacceptable, you guys. We have 43 people here live with us. We need at least 20 more likes. You can do it. So yeah, what is real therapy session here? A lot of alts still have 4-hour liquidation to the downside. Yes, we're gonna have a look at that. But do you see how the confluences are working right now on top of each other? So this is why we need to be very careful. And another thing that we said is that for further confluence, right, we need to wait for the first week of the month to develop, and this is what's going to be happening right now. So I still believe that this move is going to be a relief rally over here, but is it going to be a trap for us? This is what we need to be looking out for. You guys, you're not very active in the chat box. What is happening this morning? Wake up, everyone, wake up. Okay, so this is pretty much for Bitcoin. I hope it makes sense, you guys. Maybe you have to revisit the video and watch it one more time so it makes a better sense for you as well. Now, okay, so we're going to be looking at Ethereum. Pretty much same thing. You're trading in a bearish leg right now for ETH. We're going to pull up over here some liquidity to see what happens. So the first area of rejection over here, of course, you have a buy zone that is now essentially traded through. So it should be considered in a way actually the buy zone is daily. Yes, it's still traded through. So also this zone over here could be a zone of rejection, right? Because it is on a daily time frame. Now this is a sell breaker block. Unfortunately, it is a massive sell breaker block. So this is huge, you guys. And also from Ethereum coming from a level of 0.786, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So could we potentially get another move to the upside from here, right? Yes, absolutely. But for this to be a true continuation, we need to break the sell zone. So Ethereum needs to break 4,1116 for us to be like full force on, because anything before that, it is going to be a massive headache. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a massive headache. So all we can do right here is to trade on any bounces that we get from our support zone. Ethereum, same thing, daily support number 2. Okay, we haven't marked as DS, but you guys know very well what it is, especially if you have the indicators. You can see the 2 daily supports that we were looking for Ethereum. First one was over here. With the help of my indicators, go and get them, you guys. I cannot recommend them more. Just find them under the description box. So the thing is, right, we had the first daily support, and this is where we had the rally over here, right? This is where we had the rally from the first daily support. Then we broke it, right, with Friday. And what did we do? We came directly back down to the daily support over here, the second one, and a breaker block. So this is all these things that we've been talking together, you guys. I hope you start to understand how my confluences are working and how I'm trying to showcase it to you guys every single day. And they're just working. I'm sorry. When it's working, right? You can't say it's not. So that's the thing, right? We have a massive, breaker block zone over here. So let's rename it so you guys don't confuse yourselves. But yeah, this is going to be a sell breaker block from now on, right? So that's going to be an area of rejection over here for Ethereum, not to mention, again, in combination with fair value gaps over here that have been formed on a daily higher time frame, and a sell zone as well up here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is going to be huge work for for the market makers over here to get this job done, right? So it's at the moment is looking good, right? It's looking good, but we need to see how the month opens, and we need to trade very, very carefully. So what I'll do in these situations is I'll watch my levels, and I would respect my levels and trade according to that. Because if over here, right, if over here we're starting to create higher highs and higher lows, this is what you want to be seeing, especially a higher low in this area. But right now the confirmations are looking good. It is still looking bullish. For this, we can still do what we always do, right? We can still do what we always do. Down here, we can measure that move over here, and we can see that even with the standard deviation, right, even if the move is true, which I think it is, the confirmation is there in my opinion. So this move is not going to extend further than 4K, right? It might extend to 3,900, which is the -2, which is where I usually take profit. So if on a lower, on a higher low, I enter long over here, I'm going to be exiting all of my positions at around 3,900, because this is going to be an exhaustion level. And guess what else is going to be? It's going to be a retest of the 0.786 on a higher time frame here for Ethereum, which we know it is a massive sell level over here. Let's delete some things so you guys don't get confused. But sometimes you have to rewatch these videos, right? You have to rewatch it so you really understand what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so that's for ETH. Perfect tap. Let's look at XRP. What did we say for XRP? What did we say for XRP, you guys? Let's get rid of this. Let's minimize this a little bit, right? And the buy zone down here, let's minimize and see what do we say, right? What do we say over here for XRP? Tap into the 0.786, and if the reaction comes from here, this is very good, right? Now from here, we want to see what price does on our follow-up confirmation, right? So we said over here, tap, go up, and from here reject once again. So let's see if that plays out, right? Because this is what we need to be looking out for. But for anyone that catch the 0.786 here on XRP, which is very clean, which is the $2.7340 to the tick, as you can see, it was a very precise move. Now you can go back and watch the videos and you will see how that's the exact level I gave for a retrace over here, right? So yeah, we need to be watching very, very carefully. Sol, same thing. Like I told you, I prefer for Sol to tap the 0.5. Sol is not holding, right, the daily support at all. In fact, it's kind of like it probably will even reject it at this point. Sol hasn't even had a confirmation buys as of yet. In contrast to Ethereum, in contrast to Bitcoin, Sol hasn't even given a confirmation. Let's have a look, not even on the 4-hour time frame. So Sol, I'm not interested, especially when we're looking at the liquidity down here at 144. This is all giving you guys, Sol has been disappointing. Yes, it has been. This is all giving you guys confidence that yes, we might get a rally, but we have a lot of areas and a lot of confidence that this might continue a little bit lower than we expect. So this is the kind of things that I want you to be looking out for this week. Like we said, we have liquidity on Bitcoin sitting in around 189. This is the things that we need to be watching out for. We have one more daily support down here, one more daily support over here. Where is the daily support? I've moved it. It's down here. In fact, sitting at precisely, oh, I moved it again, hold on, sitting at 109,984. So all these things, you guys, we need to be careful. So if you're long here, happy days, but when price reaches to the sell breaker block over here, so that's a whole huge level, you can combine that with the fair value gaps that need to be filled at around 115K. And then, right, if everything goes well and we truly complete this move, that means that we're gonna come up here and sweep that liquidity, right? Sweep that liquidity up here and then potentially tank again. So this is the things that we need to be looking out for. We have 50 people. We have 50 people and only, I don't know how many likes, 22 likes. You guys, you can do better. Come on, support the channel, because I do want to continue doing these live streams for you guys because they're very, very helpful. And again, drop in the description box of this video and make sure you get on the trading course strategy waitlist. Get on that, get the trading indicators, at least have a look at them. And if you're not convinced, jump on Discord, right? You can join Discord and you can ask all the people that are using these indicators, right? In Discord, we have over 40 people that are using the indicators. They will tell you how helpful they are for all of them, right? So yeah. And this is it for today. I don't want to go too crazy on price action. There is no point because it's Monday, but this is, we have 41 likes. Okay, sorry, it shows 22 for me. But anyway, so this is the kind of thing. And don't forget, Monday, 11th of August is where we're going to see a little bit of more interesting price action, right? Because that is going to be the month open that I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the first week of the month. I'm looking for the second week of the month to show me what is going on over here. And as you can see here, I'll give you an example real quick, right? How we started July, right? Over here, second week. And as you can see, the extension just stopped, right? Within the first week of July, we continued to extend to the upside. And then we entered into the range that I've been telling you for months, right? I've been telling you for months that July is going to be a range price action for Bitcoin. And this is where alts are going to get motion. You can see that the range has entered from the second week of July. So that's why I look at these things, you guys. I'm going to teach you these things in depth, okay? So make sure to go in the description box and get on Discord, get on the waiting list. This is all the ways I can help you with. It's very simple things that you can implement on your chart immediately. I don't know how many times I can tell it. If you want to do well, you have to, but you have to have methods that have been tested and that work. And if you don't believe, go ahead and watch. I have over 130 videos, live streams on YouTube. Go ahead and watch and see how every conference that I've given so far has been absolutely top of the notch, with the help of the stuff that I use, obviously. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, you guys. I think this is what we're going to call it a day with this. Really appreciate all of you being here. Again, I have the best audience. I cannot thank you more, guys, for being here. It really means the world to me, because it is actually taking so much work on my end. Like, I don't have a huge team. It's just me doing this for you guys. So understand if not everything is perfect, but it's not like, you know, you have all these influencers, they have 30, 40 people staff. Some of them have like 20 people, 10 people. I have myself, and I'm giving you guys everything here that I know, and I'm trying to do good. So if you want to support me, you know how to do it. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you leave a comment. So yeah, thank you. Always informative as usual. Fountain of Youth, thank you. Yeah. Mr. MG, does the indicator work well on lower time frames? Yeah, it does. It does. If you apply it correctly, it will work perfectly on a lower time frame as well. Like if you're trading, I don't know, the 1 minute, you can still use it. Only you, I can help. Yeah, you guys, if you want to help on Discord or whatever, you guys are more than welcome to like tell me, hey Gabby, I can help you out, whatever you need. I'm down for that. I'm down for that. So let me know. Okay. And as we grow the community together, and as I manage to grow this channel and everything, the more opportunities for everyone. So it's going to be awesome. Really excited for this month as well. Okay, you guys, I hope you have a great Monday, and I'll see you on Discord. Make sure to get on Discord. The link is in the description box. I love you too, guys. See you later. See you later.